Along with many other religious and priests and lay people these days, we do the 30-day retreat. We Jesuits have to do it twice in our life. When you first enter the order within 6 months of being a novice, you do the 30 days of silence and prayer and the guide through the Gospels as laid down by St. Ignatius Loyola. And then they haul you back around your 40th birthday to the tertianship, another 8 months of spiritual formation. I remember finishing the long retreat the first time when I was about 24 or 25 years of age, and I was at Pymble here in North Sydney, and I rang my mother to tell her that I'd just finished the 30-day retreat. She's in Toowoomba in Queensland. And Mum said, "Are you telling me that you shut up for the last 30 days? I said, "Oh yes, except to talk to the director for 45 minutes every day, which you're allowed to do." I kept the silence. She didn't say a word. I said, "Are you still there?" She said, "Oh, I'm still here." She said, "This is the happiest day of my life." I said, "Why?" She said, "Richard, you came out of my womb talking, and if you shut up for the last 30 days, I need no further evidence there must be a God." When later I'm in Boston, I do the 30-day retreat again, now as a 41-year-old, it was a very, very different experience. And my spiritual director, who's a rather famous spiritual writer called Bill Barry, he made me go back to this gospel, John 11, again and again and again. And I do think, not just because it's my experience, but because it is many others as well, it is arguably one of the most powerful stories in the gospel. Because here's Jesus who comes to the tomb of his friend whom he loves. He weeps. He then calls him out, unbinds him, and sets him free. And in fact, the gospel, which we didn't hear those voices, goes on to say that straight after this, the Jews then decided to kill him. In laying down his life for Lazarus, he lays his life down for all of us. I think this as a metaphor for the spiritual life is immensely powerful. Sometimes we think that Jesus would have nothing to do with whatever tomb we've buried ourselves in. It could be physical or sexual or personal or emotional or whatever the pain or the difficulty would be. We've been buried into tombs, sometimes for decades, sometimes for most of our life. And it is to that tomb this day that Jesus comes and weeps. Not weeps because of our sin, but weeps because of his love for us. And at that tomb, he says, "Roll away the stone." And everyone's going to say, including us, "Oh my God, if only you knew how dreadful this was, you'd have nothing to do with this tomb. It's so disgraceful, you would not want the stench." Roll away the stone. And then we hear some of the greatest words, I think, of Jesus in the New Testament. He calls Lazarus by name. To call someone by name in the Bible is an act of enormous intimacy. Lazarus, come out. He says your name, my name tonight, and says, come out. And when we do emerge from that tomb, called by love, then the great instructions are given. Unbind him, unbind her, and let us go free. My sisters and brothers, the entire project in following Jesus Christ is not about being bound up by law, but being set free from the tombs that keep us entombed, so that by love itself, through love itself, we can walk into life and life eternal. Whatever is our tomb, you're called by name, you're called by love. We are unbound. And if you're ready to risk it, we're set free.